The world was ash and silence. Or so it had been for 3 centuries. Inside a capsule buried beneath layers of reinforced alien alloy and forgotten Earth bedrock, Commander Dax Carver stirred. The stasis field flickered, then failed entirely. His heartbeat accelerated, lungs pulling in their first real breath in 300 years. Alarms blinked faintly red. The cryo systems had done their job, for the most part. Dax coughed, muscles twitching, and then steadied himself as the pod's hatch hissed open. The air smelled wrong, like burnt metal and dust. He stepped out into a ruined underground chamber. The walls were cracked. Vines had clawed through the seams. The once gleaming panels of the preservation vault were now covered in mold and strange alien growths. He touched the side of his head. Center, central, command. Only static. He staggered toward the console embedded into the far wall, wiping away the grime. The old logos of the United Earth Council were still visible, though faded. He tapped in his override code. A single flickering message blinked to life. Operation Last Light. Failed. Time elapsed since containment initiation. 302 years, 7 months, 12 days. Status, extinction. Dax read it twice. Extinction. It hit him like a lead weight. The war had been lost after all. The Xirathi hadn't just invaded Earth, they'd cleansed it. He stared at the vault logs. No response from other sites. No remaining cryo survivors. Nothing from lunar colonies or Mars stations. Earth was quiet. Dead quiet. He was alone. The sun was redder now. Dax shielded his eyes as he stepped above ground for the first time. The sky was grey-blue. The air was breathable but thin. The old cities were skeletal. Half of what had been New Geneva was crumbled ruins. Alien spires jutted out of the rubble like black teeth. Vegetation, some of it earthborn, much of it clearly foreign, crawled across concrete and steel. He walked for miles before seeing any movement. It was not human. Not fully. 3 figures emerged from the ruins, tall, lean, glowing faintly beneath their pale skin. Not Xirathi, not exactly. These ones had the curved jaws and narrow pupils of the enemy species, but also human-like hair and emotion in their expressions. They stopped when they saw him. One, a girl with silver eyes and charcoal braids, stepped forward slowly, cautiously. "You're one of the sleepers," she said, her voice accented, unfamiliar. "We thought none survived." "I'm Commander Dax Carver, United Earth Command. Who the hell are you?" The girl bowed slightly. "My name is Kayla. I am of the Sira'tal, a hybrid people. Born of war. Raised by hope. You are a legend to us." Dax narrowed his eyes. "Explain." Kayla gestured toward the horizon. "After the Xirathi crushed the resistance, some didn't leave. They experimented. Bred us. Made us into workers, soldiers, until we rebelled. We won our freedom. And we inherited your ruins. You're telling me Earth belongs to hybrids now?" She nodded solemnly. "It has for the past 100 years." Dax's fists clenched. His mind warred between anger and despair, but under it all, a flicker of duty remained. Maybe Earth wasn't lost. Just changed. "Why wake me?" Kayla hesitated. "We didn't. Your pod activated itself. But now that you're awake, we need your help." They led him to what remained of the old Earth Central Command, now a Fortress Lab hybrid where human tech and alien architecture blended uneasily. There, Kayla showed him what stirred beneath the planet's crust, an ancient Xirathi sleeper fleet. Thousands of drones. Bio-war machines. Eggships. They left them behind. Dax asked, stunned. "They planned to return," Kayla said grimly. "And now they're waking up." A projection bloomed in the air. 3 red lights had already activated in orbit. More would follow. You still have time to stop it, Kayla said. You were a general. A tactician. We need your mind, your leadership. The old weapons are useless. But you might give us a chance. Dax stared at the slowly blinking markers. The war hadn't ended. It had only paused. Over the next few days, Dax immersed himself in what remained. Old war files. New hybrid tactics. The Sira'tal were smart. They'd cobbled together defense grids, fusion blades, even orbital gliders. But they lacked unity, strategy, discipline. He gave them that. They trained under him with almost religious devotion. Even Kayla, whose voice had been strong and diplomatic, now swung a blade with fierce precision. And in that time, something else happened. Dax stopped mourning the world that was, and started protecting the one that existed. 3 weeks later, the sky burned. A Xirathi scout ship breached the atmosphere, crashing down into the old Eurasian wastes. Dax led a team personally, Kayla at his side, blade humming. The fight was brutal. Alien weapons still burned hot. But the hybrids fought with purpose, and Dax's tactics turned the chaos into a net. They captured the ship's core. Inside it was a message: return to submission or face total extinction. We arrive in 6 months. Dax spat. 6 months. It wasn't long. But it was enough. They activated old planetary defenses, rerouted satellite orbits, converted fusion cores into cannons. And Dax taught the Sira'tal one more thing: to fight not like prey, but like humanity had in its final hours, with desperation and unyielding courage. The day the Xirathi returned, they came in force. 13 ships. Thousands of drones. Earth's sky lit up again, for the first time in 300 years. And from the ground rose missiles, gliders, energy lances. But most of all, unity. Dax stood on the command platform, issuing orders with clarity and precision. He wasn't just a remnant of the past now. He was the architect of their future. Kayla fought beside him, blooded and wild, her people screaming the name Carver as both warning and war cry. It wasn't enough to stop all of them. But it was enough to make the Xirathi retreat. Weeks later, under a new sky, Dax stood overlooking the rebuilt outpost. Kayla joined him, her arm in a sling. They'll come again. They always do, he replied. But next time, they'll know this planet is not for taking. She turned to him. You were humanity's last hope. Now, you're all of ours. He looked out over the people training, building, living. No, Dax said quietly. You are the future. I'm just here to make sure you live long enough to see it.